I don't know if you remember the little boy.
How little?
He was like 3. And I
Oh my
think maybe he was
God.
autistic,
Oh
or
my
I'm not
God.
sure. His first session.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know who I'm talking
I
about?
know exactly who you're talking
And
about.
I watched his progress. They used to have to hold him down to do this treatment. And then a couple weeks later, he's just, watching cartoons and doing it all by himself and, waiting for his mommy and daddy who look like the most wonderful parents in
Oh
the whole
my
wide world.
goodness.
And that's when I'm like, this isn't just for retired combat veterans or law enforcement officers who, this
Whew.
isn't just for, first responder, PTSD treatments. This is for everybody.
All right, guys. Kyle Hartfield, a blast from the past. Sarah is in studio with me today. Sarah came to us
March.
March of 2024,
Mm-hmm.
18 months ago.
Yeah.
You went online, you put your information in, you got a call from me personally,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, but you were like a 1-man, 3-man shop back then.
I was.
Yeah. You were one
Very,
chair.
very early. Did I only have one chair then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke and you were in a situation.
I was in the craziest time of my life. And I needed something quick. And
Yeah.
for some reason,
Totally fair.
yeah, a little backstory or what led me to TMS was I do work with law enforcement and military, and I have heard the term several times and how either military or law enforcement have utilized this for PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in a pickle and I'm like, okay, I don't have time for medication. I don't have time to like go to counseling or do whatever, but I need help now. And all that kept coming into my brain was like, okay, well, if this treatment had worked so well for, some of my officers and do you think it could work for me? Like, is this the same type of PTSD or does it discriminate? Or and so I
love it.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Marriott at all, but I ended up being in a hotel right down the street. And so I Googled TMS and literally was in a parking lot down the street from you. And I did the online inquiry. You had called me, you personally called me back right away. And you said, get your ass over here. And I did. I packed up. I
probably really said that.
You
too.
did.
Yeah.
And then I got here and I think before we even finished our conversation and I kind of let you know what was going on in my life, you said, let's scan your brain. And well, first I filled out the questionnaire.
Yes.
And did, probably the worst numbers I could ever imagine. And then you scan my brain and you're like, oh yeah, you have X, Y, and Z, which were all the things that I answered. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, is this a scam? Is this, did I just tell you what was wrong with me and you just told me what was, wrong?
I just repeated it back to you. Yes.
But then you said, you didn't mark off tinnitus. And I go, I don't have tinnitus. And you said, yes, you do. And we'll get back to that. But before we finished our conversation, you're like, let's scan your brain and let's do a treatment. And I said, okay. We weren't in any type of like contract or, I didn't sign up for any, services, whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get help. Like this was the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. And it was almost like God speaking, to where I'm like, there's no way that this person could have been right next door.
Yeah.
And available and not
during the time that you were in and everything you had going on. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like a meant to be thing. And
Mhm.
I said, you know what, like I'll do it. And I'm not a huge fan of medication, but it was just one of those things where I'm like, even if I were to take medication, I needed it to work right now.
Yeah.
And I needed to save myself. I needed to be strong enough to get out of a situation that I was in. And if I didn't fix myself and if I didn't put in any type of work, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I mean, this and you, like, I contribute everything to my life, like, and so do my kids.
So thinking about this, because we've had this scheduled for what, a week now,
Yeah.
maybe 2. Thinking about this during that time, I've played back a lot of things that we went through.
Yeah, you were part of my journey.
Because you and your story, your situation, coming here. Let me hold on. I'll save that. I put you in a chair that day.
Yeah.
Didn't ask you for any money.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Treated you?
Yep.
How was it?
Definitely a lot different than I expected.
And granted, this is 18 months ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was wonderful. I mean, it was, you almost feel it, like doing something in there. And whether it's, you know, you kind of need that feeling to be like, push you to the next time. Cause if, you know, you're like, okay, I kind of feel it doing something in there. Instead of just taking a pill or like, you know, whatever. And you're like, okay, now we wait. When do I see a difference?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the second treatment that I did, all of a sudden, the clouds like opened up. I felt like I had my to-do list, which I do every night before I go to sleep. Everything was getting done. I had energy. I had clarity. I wasn't chasing my tail. It was like all of a sudden a whole different day. It was a whole different day. And because I was here every day for, I think I did 50 sessions.
I'm pretty sure you did.
And within a week, I can't even tell you the response that like my kids were giving me.
No, hold on. Now pause.
I know there's a lot.
Okay. Because, and that's what I was going to get into, is during your TMS stint, I remember we gave you way more than 40 because it was like the situation that you were in, right? And I always ask clients, hey, try and just keep things even keel during this time so that we can get through and actually notice the benefits. That was not possible for you at that time.
No. And I remember I was doing so well. Like the first 2 weeks I was doing so well. And I'm like, oh, we got this. We're like on, and then we hit.
Yeah.
Not just a bump, but not just a mountain, but like a whole meteorite, like just smashed in, and it got worse.
Yeah.
And
well, the meteor came before you got to me. The shit had already hit. That brought you here. And then it was just like a larger one would come. And it was just like, man, like, can we just get through?
Yeah. And I remember one day I came in here crying. And I'm like, I don't think it's working. I'm crying. I'm sitting here crying, Kyle. And you're like, well, you still get to have emotions. You still get to have feelings. And I'm like, I do?
I'm not turning everything
off. I know. And that's one thing that I wasn't able to do, when I was on medication before, was have emotions. And I wasn't able to be happy. I wasn't able to be sad. I wasn't able to be, it was just like this gray, but you're like, you're allowed to be sad. But then it got worse to where, the crying turned into like chaos and the anxiety was coming back. And I remember we did, I think, a scan, and we watched it kind of go a little bit backwards. And then I think that's when we like amped up a little bit of the treatment. But I had to get out of the situation. And
the situation was gnarly.
when I did get out of the situation, I couldn't wait to enjoy this treatment. I couldn't wait to enjoy what my brain really felt like and what my day-to-day really looked like without having that chaos interfering with it, because I felt great, but I still couldn't enjoy it.
You weren't even allowed to enjoy it.
No, but
if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And it's crazy. It's crazy. But, you know, kind of going back further, that led me to being in a bad situation.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up very cookie cutter, like very wonderful. I had a wonderful mom and dad. Probably when I turned 18, it turned a little chaotic. And I started having, you know, I don't even know how to say it. Things happened to where it kind of put me on a different path of life to than where I originally planned. I ended up getting pregnant at 19, and I have 4 beautiful daughters now. But just gradually throughout my life, you know, just events that took place just really put me in, how do you say it? Like, okay, you have like, you're perfectly fine, and then something happens and it chisels away at you, and then something else happens and it chisels away more at you.
At
and
your
then,
heart?
your being, your brain,
being, your
your
overall.
heart, I mean, the way you live, the way you make decisions, the way you love yourself, the
Trauma.
way, yeah. And so, and no matter what it was, it just felt like each event just completely chiseled away at me.
Yeah.
And my dad was a first responder. I had to listen to him commit suicide over the phone. That was very detrimental.
I completely forgot that.
Yeah, that was really detrimental to me.
I think I blocked that out.
Me too.
Because I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
You know, there was a lot of a couple bad relationships. I've never been so I don't drink. I've never done drugs. I'll drink occasionally. I'll have like a, you know, whatever, you know, a couple times a year. I've never been, you know, I've never had that vice, but throughout like the traumatic experiences and stuff like that, I worked, and I worked a lot. And I used to think in my head, I'm like, no victim mentality here. Like I'm as a single mom, like we muscle through shit. We, you know, I was successful doing this.
Well,
I was making money.
Your work is different than other people's work too, because it's full-time job plus entrepreneur on top of that, correct?
Yeah, at the time, yeah, but it's a little different now. Yeah.
Okay.
So I worked with law enforcement, supplying equipment, weapons, training, for almost 20 years now. Very high stress job. It's fun at sometimes, but it's a very, you know, demanding, sometimes it's not safe. Sometimes it's different, but it's also being a female in a dominantly male industry. And I had to work harder than a lot to get to where I was. And just, it was very gratifying.
Not only to get there, but to keep it.
Yeah. And to be you know, someone that the people who protect us, I'm able to protect and be relied on and trusted, and, you know, knowing that they put their life in my hands as well as, you know, vice versa. So, I love my job. It really allowed me to build who I was as a person, as a single mom, as like a homemaker, someone to protect my girls, and
Yeah.
teach them like you could do anything you set your mind to as long as you work hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm working hard, and I'm thinking that I'm doing other jobs, and I'm working with other organizations and
all kinds of stuff.
all kinds of stuff. Anything that really mattered to me or showing my kids, I wanted to do. I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
And but I was putting maybe 50% into being a mom, thinking that I was showing them this, and this. But I was that kind of, that the absent dad that works all the time and half-assing being a homemaker and a nurturer and a mom. And I would take my kids on the road with me. They would travel with me. They would be my dates for events. They would go and measure ballistic vests with me. They would be at the range, and we're doing this all together. And they loved it. And I won't say that they didn't love it, but I didn't realize that go, me, no victim mentality, working hard and conquering through and doing whatever it takes to build an empire. That was my vice.
Yeah.
That was my alcohol. That was my drug. When it came time to be at home and relax with my kids, it was non-existent. I couldn't relax. I couldn't be present. I couldn't be in the moment. I couldn't be like, it's like, okay, we got to do something. Like something's got to, I got to work. I got to do, like, we can't just sit here and be lazy and like stare at each other. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And that kind of, our memories was, them just being part of, my team. We called it a team. Like we all got to do something. We all got to contribute to the team. And, the big kids would help with the little kids, and, so many things happened. The 2020 riots happened. That was a very detrimental time in my life and career and my home. I had to see a side of it that not a lot of people got to see.
Right.
And my kids had to experience it too. It was kind of a scary time for us. But when I had this treatment, the first thing out of my kids' mouth within a week, they're like, Mom, you're so present. Like, I'm able to turn off my phone. I'm able to sit there and have that conversation of what's going on in their lives and showing up for them. And that was the biggest thing that we needed so much that I didn't know I needed. Of course, it made me strong enough to get out of the situation. We can get through that. But to alter and completely transform what was going on within my home was the biggest deal. So saved my life, but it transformed my home. And, I've had 2 Christmases since I've completed, treatment. I mean, I have grown-up kids. I have a 22, 21, 15, and 10-year-old. And the memories and the experiences and stuff like that we're able to have now, aside from like work, like I'm able to shut work off.
Right.
And be that mom. I'm able to go back and forth from working. But I will say, what do I say? Like I sometimes miss my go because I get in F it mode way too much now, because I'm like, oh, the dishes aren't done. Okay. Like, I don't care. My kids are like, you don't care. You don't care that the dishes aren't done. I'm like, I don't care.
I remember the day that you came in and you shared that with me, man. And it was, I forget which one was there.
Ella.
Yeah.
She loves you.
Yeah.
She loves you.
Man.
Yeah. And
man, this is like emotional for me right now, honestly. because I remember that time in that little girl's face and the joy. My goodness.
It's like back to the chiseled away person. You know, I remember looking in the mirror one day and I'm like, I can't go back and fix the past. This is who I turned myself into. This is, and you can't fix yourself. And of course, you know, when you go to the doctors, you're like, okay. And it wasn't necessarily depression. I had horrible anxiety. And like, I loved my life. I had the worst, like, debilitating anxiety, and started from
fight or flight.
And I lived in fight or flight.
Constant.
Yes,
fight or
but
flight.
I was successful in fight or flight, so it wasn't ever an issue.
Yeah.
Until I realized it was an issue.
Yeah.
And realized all it was affecting. But this was, and I tell people, I'm like, you don't have to have this permanent damage anymore. Like, you don't have to mask it. You don't have to live black and white. You don't have to live, you know, or in the gray area. It can be like, you can have emotions. You can have, you know, you can have a fresh start. I call it my freshy brain. I'm like,
okay.
It's like, I'm like, you know, since I've got my freshie.
Do you still say that?
I still say that.
I love it so much, dude, because it's been 18 months since I've treated you.
Yes.
And one thing I would ask is, like, how has that time been? You know?
So, and I will tell you, it's freaking nuts, because after I left, I got out of my situation. There was still an aftermath that I had to deal with.
Of course.
A very lengthy aftermath, a very dramatic aftermath. Like, when you say it's bad in a situation, it will get worse.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes why a lot of people stay. I mean, because you never, it's harder to be out of a bad situation than it is, or
to go through,
to go through
separating from that bad situation, as ingrained as that situation was.
Right. And I don't have family. I don't have,
it's just you and the girls.
It's just me and my girls. And I have the most wonderful friends, but it was also something I didn't want. I didn't have a big support system for this particular thing. So I kind of just navigated it through myself. So I'm dealing with this, and every time I had to either deal with something directly, I waited for the anxiety. I'm like, okay, I'm going to probably go to sleep a little bit earlier because I'm probably going to be up all night thinking about this. Nope. I sleep my 8 hours. I used to sleep 3 to 4 hours a night. I sleep here, 8 to 9.
Your sleep score was trashed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think it was like a 2, something like that.
Yeah.
I can verify. Yeah. It was so low.
Kyle, I was a 2. Sleep. Like, I sleep. Sometimes I nap. I'm like, who am I? Like, I freaking love to go to bed at night because I just sleep so good. Like, I've never slept good in my life. But I was successful not sleeping. I looked like shit, but I got so much done in the middle of the night.
But you operated at that with that.
Yeah.
And you had just trained your system to function at that level, which is crazy. And it's never going to be sustainable. I don't care who you are. Right.
Well, it was sustainable for a long time.
How long?
And I was like, go me. Like, I can function. I can function. But then you start seeing like how it affects your health.
Yeah.
And not just.
That's what I mean about sustainable.
Yeah. It is like, okay. Yeah. Why am I getting like, why is my immune system so low? Why am I always getting sick? Like, why am I, you know, all of that like had like this trickle effect on everything. But like, I was working 2 full-time jobs and, you know, being a full-time mom and doing all of this stuff. Yeah, that looks great and it feels great and my banking account loved it, but that is not how anybody should ever live their life.
No.
Ever. Like, ever. And it was such an like eye-opening experience. Like this isn't normal. This is my drug. This is my alcohol. This is my addiction. And I'm like, I don't have problems. Oh, yeah. Yes, you do,
It's all
Sarah.
of that. It's your coping
You are the
mechanisms.
problem.
It's everything.
Yeah.
You just put yourself into work. Go, go, go.
Yeah.
Full blinders on, you know? And sometimes that's a problem when you are successful doing that,
Yeah.
because you're like, I'm successful. What's
Yeah.
the
You don't
problem?
see the, yeah.
Right. But
yeah.
it's just, you're just running into a bigger problem.
Yeah, totally. And it was,
And it's hard to see
mhm.
because you, like you said, that bank account looks great.
Yeah.
Your kids want for nothing.
Right.
You want that, get it.
Yeah.
But all at the same time, you're
It's
killing
at
yourself.
an expense
Yes.
of the quality of life that I didn't have.
Mhm.
I didn't have any quality of life.
And today,
It's amazing. I mean, I can't even tell you what my everyday house life looks like compared to what it used to be. But like I was saying, I have no anxiety. I literally wait for it. I prepare for it. And then I'm like, she didn't show up today. And I'm like, how weird. How weird is it to drive 2 hours somewhere and not have those panic attacks and not have that, you know, the racing of the heart and your brain and thinking the worst. Like, I don't think bad thoughts. Like, I'm like, whatever happens, happens. Like, fuck it. Like, I'm in that mode. I'm like, eh. Like, one, I know I have my God. I know that he's going to take care of
Amen.
me. I know that I've given it all to him completely. I got my mind better to be able to give it all to him for this.
Yeah.
And like, it's amazing. It's completely transforming. So, I mean, it's been, and I remember asking you, I'm like, okay, what kind of upkeep do I have to do? Do I have to do this every year? Or do I have to, like, you know, because I didn't have insurance back then.
No, you didn't.
And,
you paid cash for this.
Yes.
You paid cash for this.
Cash. And it was the best money I've ever spent in my life. Like, it was worth every penny. And I mean, and you, like, the support from you. And I remember one time, like, I woke up and I'm like, I'm not coming. You're like, get your ass up and just get here. Like, stop it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
But there was times you couldn't come.
There's times I couldn't come. Yeah.
Right? Because I was looking at the dates. It's like, man, it took us a long time to get you through those sessions.
Mm-hmm.
It took us a while. And to see the scores, knowing the battle. Number one, going through this journey is tough as itself. You know, some brains, you're processing a lot more. You're like, what is happening, right? That's a battle in itself sometimes.
Yeah.
But for you, you legitimately had a battle outside these walls, you know?
Yeah.
Outside of the brain.
Yeah.
And to make it through and still have such success. But not only that, to maintain the success. 18 months. You just brought up maintenance, right? Because what did I say? What was my response to that?
Healthy diet and exercise.
Okay.
And I was like, no freaking way. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Even going back to, like, you saying I had tinnitus, because I'm like, this is a scam. Like, when I first sat in the chair, you told me everything that I told you, but then you said you have severe tinnitus. I said no, and I do. I work with explosives.
Yes.
I like, I was in a very loud situation. I mean, there was a lot of things that I can't hear for shit. Like, I still can't hear. But I know what tinnitus is. I never experienced that in my life. And probably within like 4 or 5 sessions in, I have this massive ringing in my ears. And I'm like, what did this man do to me? Like, and you told me, you're like, it was so bad you couldn't hear it. And now it's getting better. And now it's relevant in your life. You can hear it. And you're like, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
When everything starts clearing up in the brain and you can actually hear that ringing.
Yes.
You're like, wait a minute.
Oh, there it is. I didn't mark that box, but I'm marking that box now.
He's not a scam anymore.
It's Yeah, he knew something that I didn't tell him.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm like, okay, this is the same one he gives everybody, because you just don't know. And of course,
Of
you want to be
course.
like,
And legitimately, Kimmy asks you the questions,
yeah,
right? And you're like, yes, no, yes,
yeah,
no, right?
yeah,
And I could easily be like,
yeah,
oh, you're depressed.
yeah,
You're anxious.
yeah.
You told me all these things.
No,
right?
but to see everything and then to watch it go a little bit backwards when I
Mhm.
did hit that bump. And we're like, okay, yeah, this is, but like I said, the second day, I felt like a different person. And it didn't go backwards. It went better and better and better every time I did a session. It wasn't any, and then the people that I was at the same appointment time with,
Okay.
I remember this little boy. I don't know if you remember the little boy.
How little?
He was like 3, and I
Oh my
think maybe he was
God.
autistic,
Oh
or
my
I'm not
God.
sure. But
Uh-huh.
his first session,
Oh my goodness.
do you know who I'm talking
I
about?
know exactly who you're talking
And
about.
I just cried every time, like I
Man.
had this little boy and I watched his progress.
Oh my goodness.
And they used to have to hold him down to do this treatment. And then, come a couple weeks later, he's just, watching cartoons and doing it all by himself and, waiting for his mommy and daddy who look like the most wonderful parents
Oh
in the
my
whole wide
goodness.
world. And I'm like, it's not. And that's when I'm like, this isn't just for, you know, retired combat veterans or law enforcement officers who, this isn't just for, first responder, PTSD treatments. This is for everybody. This is for everybody. And like, I was just shocked and to see their progress and to be part of their journey because we were all at the same appointment time.
Oh my God,
And
dude. I can't. Man.
yeah.
Man. That's mind blowing to
Yeah.
me. People would never believe when I say that story. They're like,
No.
shut up, Kyle.
No. No, I
But you
witnessed
saw
it.
us have to hold him down.
Uh-huh.
Well, we didn't. His father
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And then he would just walk in, like, okay, get in the chair by himself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Wait for his dad at the door. Like,
Oh, man.
before he would just dart off, like you had to make sure all the doors were closed. And then, and watched his little mind transform into, there's so much help out there. This is something for everybody and everything. Like it's not just for what you think it is and what it's advertised for or what it's,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many people I'm like, TMS. I'm like, I don't make commission, but TMS. It's far.
Man, you totally blew my mind. I wasn't even ready for that.
I'm sorry.
I'm still trying to process
this was
that.
such a detriment. Like it was such a turning point in my life. And like I said, like with Ella, we were talking, I think I told you the story, but we were talking about time machines and I go, if you had a time machine, like where would you go back to? And then, I go, would you go back before this situation? And she goes, no. I go, you would go through all of that again. I go, why? And she goes, because you got TMS.
Oh God.
She's like, because you got fixed. And I'm like, so you would go through all of that again just to have this version of your mom? And she said 100 times over. And I'm like, you're crazy, child, because that was
And I remember, right? I remember us talking in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then for her to say that is such a big deal.
It's such a big deal.
I understand that you're a crazy kid.
Yeah. But she got, like I said, she's got a different version of mom. Mommy. Yeah. And it was just getting worse. I was getting worse. I wasn't making great decisions and life choices. And I was, I was a target. I was a target for people because I wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
And
An
so
easy
I
target
needed to
too.
get healthy. So I wasn't a target anymore.
What was your older daughters how to take on it as well?
Emily, my 21-year-old, the one, she was like, she's the one that commented, "Mom, you're so present."
Hmm.
Um, they visit. So my oldest is in Pennsylvania, my other one's in Central California. Um, I'm on the phone with them 24 hours a day. They're visiting often. It's a different relationship.
Yeah.
It's a totally different relationship. Um, and the older girls, I was very like militant. I was very like like stand in line. They were terrified of me. Um, it was don't disappoint mom. Like,
Yeah.
because I ran a household like a team. Like it was
Like a business.
like a business.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my kids, like, they were never told no. They were never grounded. They never got in trouble. Like,
Okay.
and it was like, I'm like, why are you guys so scared of me? Like,
Yeah.
and they're like, when you put those heels on, they're like,
Mm.
watch out. I'm like, but I also, I was in their business. I was making sure everything, was safe and protective. Because it was just me in the house. I'm not your friend. I'm not sure, whatever. But
Mhm.
I was very, very like, it was very structured and very militant. And now that I'm in a different mode, they're like, who are these like weird gated community kids? Because I'm just like, well, the dishes aren't done. They're like, she would have killed us if the dishes weren't done. If the dishes weren't spotless, we would have been dead. And
That's awesome.
they're mad, they're pissed. They're like, what do you got? Like, they come home and they're like, oh no, this is not how we do things around here. And I'm like, it is now, because it's different. It's just different.
It's life.
Yeah, it's just enjoyable. And it's like, the little things aren't important anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about quality. It's about time together. It's about, not sweating the stupid things. And I'm very, very grateful that we had that opportunity. And it's crazy to think that this is available for everybody, for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's not utilized more. I mean, and like I said earlier, like watching different forms of life come through here, it's crazy. Like,
saved your life.
It saved my life. It saved my life. You saved my life.
18 months later.
Yeah.
Still no anxiety.
None.
Because that's what blew me away when you said that. When you replied to that text, I have no anxiety. Just like, dude.
It is so crazy.
I love it so much.
But I lived on anxiety. I thrived on anxiety.
Yeah.
And so it does get a little scary and like kind of uncomfortable, because I'm like, I'm so used to thriving on it.
Okay.
And I don't have it. So I'm like, I had to rebuild my own drive, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So that was kind of a little bit of a downside to it. I had to rebuild that, that go mentality.
Hold on. Were you lacking motivation? Because that's kind of what it sounds like. Without the chaos in your head to drive you.
I think the aftermath of the situation kind of like beat the drive down a little bit, to where I wasn't able to be motivated because I didn't know what was going to happen in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But normally I would have muscled through that instantly and not gave two shits.
Yeah.
But now I was a little bit more cautious, and I was a little bit more, and I will tell you, like, if unhealthy people, approach me or what, I instantly am like, no.
Okay.
Bye. Like, no, thank you. Like, I have a different set of standards for my life, myself, I'm more, aware of motives and seeing the unhealthiness in other people. And I'm like,
Running
you need
from
TMS. You need TMS. Then call me.
You sound like me. You're like, oh, I see it. Yeah.
Fix your shit.
You need to get TMS and then we can
Yeah.
talk, man.
Yeah.
Since I don't got
We
time
can't.
for this.
No, thank you. Bye.
I love it so much.
But yeah, so other than it completely changed me.
Coming up on 2 years ago,
Yeah.
we met. You did the sessions. 2 years later, life's still great.
Yeah. Life is not great. Life is not great.
Tell me.
Life is not perfect.
Say it.
There is shit that happens every day, but I will tell you, like, the way it's handled is completely different.
TMS does not fix life.
No, it doesn't.
It helps us process
totally
life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't have said that any better.
Like things are hard. Things will always be hard.
Mhm.
I mean, it's hard for everyone. I don't know. I don't know one person that says things are amazing.
Say it.
Yeah, but
People
it's
say
not.
it all the
it's
time.
not. It's not. I'm
Right?
like, yeah, it's not. It's handled so differently.
Yeah.
Like it's
Properly.
and like we're gonna get through whatever it is. Where before it's like, you don't know. Because
Before you would just go into chaos mode
Yeah.
and I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, we got this. Let's go. But now it's like, even the hard times are appreciated because it's different. It's totally different. You can't have the good things without having the bad things and not appreciate both.
Yes.
So when things are yucky, like, it's okay. But we have each other, we have our health, we have clarity, we have everything that we didn't have before. So this is and I don't know one adult that says I haven't gone through something. And sometimes it's utilized as an excuse to not do other things.
Mhm.
I can't be like that, or I can't do these things because I went through X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, you can, and there are solutions, so in everyday housewives, everyday moms, everyday, like, this is something for everybody. And I wish everyone had the opportunity to do this because it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Everybody needs a freshie, but it's like
Everyone needs a freshie.
Everybody needs a freshie.
I love the freshie, dude. I love that. With that, Sarah, man, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because this is amazing. The testimony, the life, the journey. That's beautiful. I thank you for coming and sitting down.
Thank you for having me.
Almost 2 years later.
I know.
I didn't even have all this. I didn't have all this when you were here.
No, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so, like, excited of where you've gone and your team and how you've grown. And I'm just and that shows me that so many more people are, like, wanting this, and that's so amazing for everybody that sat in those chairs.
Hopefully this reaches some mothers.
Yeah.
And then they feel that they need the benefits of TMS, because clearly it's a better life.
The better life. It's
Right.
a way better life. It's enjoyable.
Man, with that, everyone out there, make it a great day.